NL-EX-8. I've heard people telling me that they struggle so hard with this stage because they spend many hours, many sanity pots just to get the CM done or even a normal stage. Now, to give you my track record on this particular stage, I've probably spent 9 hours to 10 hours on this stage already on the record, and it's all for the sake of making an easy guide for you guys. In terms of the number of sanity pots that I spent, maybe I spent about 7 or 800 sanity pots just to actually pull this off. So it's a lot of effort in order to make easy guides, and this was one hell of a stressful one because it's not easy to figure a way where you use only one 6-star for the stage. But I decided I pull through, I try my best to fork out a way that will actually be something that you guys can do within your account. So, the challenge condition states that Blood Blades have increased attack and HP, which is an insane challenge condition, really. This is ridiculously difficult. But, let's analyze the stage a bit. Let's try to understand what's going on over here. So, if we look at the enemy info, there are these two starting enemies over here. So this guy has low defense, low resistance, and low HP. This guy has low defense and lower defense than resistance. So they're generally weaker to physical damage. Then afterwards, if you look at this one, they're weaker to arts damage because they have a C res and a B defense. Now, this will come later in the stage when you enter the second phase of the boss, and for this particular unit, he is weaker to arts damage. Whereas if you look at the boss himself, he's technically weaker to arts, and for the Blood Blade, is weaker to physical. But with so much variance in terms of what the strong and weak against, this is going to be quite a hellhole of a stage to do. So the 6-star that I'm going to bring to counter all this kind of like different defense and resistance problem is going to be a Calcid. Because Calcid, when you place down a monster, it's able to do physical damage, which is going to be pretty good against these two at the start. And then later on, when you activate monster skill 3, it's going to be true damage. So you're definitely going to deal that amount of like damage onto the enemy's health. Now, just a bit of a commentary on this boss as well. This is a really difficult boss. In fact, I'm going to have to say that if I go in the history of bosses, so let's take a look at the enemy archive. And we go by leaders. There's a lot of stages that many people say is hellhole stages. So there's things like the stage where it was OD, and the other one is the WD. So Walk in the Dust, we had Emperor's Blade, and then in the original Dust, we had the Essence of Evolution. I'm gonna put forth that, in my opinion, I feel like this new boss that is Blood Knight is much worse than this two. Because you look at the stats, S HP, B attack, A defense, and B resistance. I mean, the true damage attack that this boss had was crazy in the past, but then again, you could still do the stage easily with only one 6-star. Kind of. If you look at my old strategy, I believe I only used Silver Ash back then. And then afterwards for Emperor's Blade, it was the same thing. You could do it with only Silver Ash and still beat the stage perfectly just fine. And then if you go down to Blood Knight, S HP, S attack, A defense, and B resistance. The fact that this boss has S attack, why I'm gonna say to me that NL-EX-8 is worse than OD-EX-8 and WD-EX-8 is because stalling this boss is a tremendous task. You can barely stall this boss for how high his attack is. No matter how much medics you place, your defenders need to have a lot of health in order to sustain his hits, especially when he enters phase 2. Because if you read that in his phase 2, he will get increased attack, and you continue it with the fact that he has Blood Blades being summoned, and then in challenge condition, they also get increased attack. All in all, not a fun boss. Terrible stuff, very difficult. And read this part. Reduce damage taken, but the effect is ineffective against the unit blocking self. So even if you use someone like Chen Outer, for example, Chen Outer, Ayer, for instance, Exia, Ash, they're gonna do barely anything to this boss, because this boss reduces the damage taken unless the person who's blocking him unless he is being blocked by a particular damage dealer. So people like Mudrock, Surtur, and your Calcid is going to do a lot of damage as long as they're blocking onto this boss. That's why there's just so much problems in this stage. This is crazy. And if not, let's go back into NL-EX-8, and I shall show you guys the squad that I would recommend you to bring. Now, there's quite a few specific requirements that you have to meet. This is a squad that we're going to use. Now, there's a Calcit in play. So this is a skill 3 M3 Calcit. I do recommend it's a high level Calcit. I think the minimum that I'll put is 40. But even 40 is going to be quite risky. 50 might be okay. 60 might be the sweet spot. So if you don't have that, please borrow from a friend. And if you don't have a friend with that, please come into my Discord server. You can add someone with a Calcit at skill 3 M3. Now, for the other operators that you see here, there's a Arts Guard. So if you look at the branch of moves, she's a Arts Fighter. You can replace her with other Arts Fighters that you might have in your account. For instance, Surtur is going to be an easy option. You can replace your moves with a Surtur, and you can expect some easier strategies to go on. If not, you can replace her with a Gadmia. You can replace her with Sadaroka. I don't know where's my Sadaroka. Sadaroka, where are you? I can't know. I have no idea where she is. But Sadaroka and Estasia, they are also good examples of who you can use to replace Moose. But if not, let me go back to my own Moose. Let's do that. And then you see 3 defenders here. Now, it's preferred that your defenders have very high health. 2 of your defenders should be high health defenders. Korra's health is risky, if I be very honest. If you can, go to your defender group, and then you sort your defenders by max HP. Then see who has the highest. I recommend that you use defenders who have 2500 HP or more in order to enter the stage. Because 2000, while it's okay, you might find some problems later on. You're gonna see Beagle drop to maybe almost no health before she even dies. So you gotta take note of that, but it's still doable with a max level Beagle. And then afterwards, the other operator that has high health that I brought is a Cardigan. Then afterwards, you want a defender who can buff their defense. So examples of such defender will be people like Hoshiguma. Liscam, you can't control it, so not recommended. Metahorn, no. Metahorn unless you use skill. No, Metahorn, no. Because the defense increase is very low. You need someone who have skills that says defense plus at least 50%. So Hoshiguma will be decent. Nien will be decent as well on the skill 2. If you want to use Bison is okay. Babu is okay. Croissant is okay as well. So as long as you have a very high defense defender, please take them in. So 2 high health defenders and 1 high defense defender. Next up, take 2 single target medics. If you have people of higher rarity, bring them in. You're gonna have so much better time if you bring a Susuro, a Warframe, a Shining into the stage. Alright? Then multi-target medic. Take 1. You can replace with a Telopsis, a Breeze, or a Nightingale. As long as the super build, you're gonna have a good time in this stage. Then bring along, so this is where the specific operators come in. Bring along a fast redeploy Gravel. No one else. It must be a Gravel, doesn't need to be E2. E1 level 60 is recommended. And make sure that she's skill rank 7. That way you'll have a better time in the stage. And then, please bring a Norcon. Yes, no one else. Must be a Norcon. It's very easy to build Norcon because he doesn't even need Elite 1. Just build him to level 30 and you can enjoy him in the stage. You'll see why in a bit. Now, these 2 operators, also crucial. You almost cannot perform this strat without a Potenko. I cannot consider anyone who could replace Potenko if you want this to work out. You can say, what about Istina? What about Angelina? Or what about Suzerain? Not as good. Potenko's skill timing aligns very well to make this strategy work. You need her to be skill rank 7 at least, but she doesn't need to be level 60. As long as you have her E1 and you're using skill 2, you're using skill 2? Is it skill 2? Wait. Or is it skill 1? Yeah, skill 2. Skill 2 rank 7, good to go. Alright? Last operator, either you use a Feeder, a Shaw, or a Weedy. If you use a Shaw, use skill 2. If you use Feeder, use skill 2. If you use Weedy, actually I don't think Weedy works. Where's Weedy? No, Weedy doesn't work because she takes 33 seconds. You need a 20 second and under skill in order to make this strategy work out. So these 2 operators would be amazing, although Feeder might have a small bit of problem. So in fact, right, I would say fall back on Shaw, because Shaw has a unique ability to push 2 tiles worth of enemies. So it's the tile in front of her, another tile in front, and somehow if any enemies are a little bit to the side of the 2 tiles, they will also get pushed. Feeder is quite strict. Feeder only pushes within her lane and nothing else. So you will want to Shaw skill 2 rank 7. No lower. Must be rank 7. Okay? And doesn't need levels. Level 1 Shaw is just fine. You're not using Shaw for damage. You're using Shaw for push in this case. I'm going to teach you guys... Oh, thanks for the voice. I'm going to teach you guys how to do this particular strategy. Be patient with me. This is not easy of a stage, and it takes a lot of effort if you're only going to use 1 6-star. Of course, with 2 6-stars, it's going to be a lot simpler, but if you guys only want a 1 6-star strategy, this is what I can offer for you. Alright, you all ready for this? Let's begin. NL-EX-8. Now, begin the stage by assembling your squad. So, place the 2 operators that I said you cannot choose anyone else. Place a Gravel and place a Norcon. Like that. Then remove Gravel. Then follow with me. Place a Calcit over here, facing to the left. Okay, next up, put a monster right over there. Then whenever monster skill is available, just go ahead and use it. Especially if there's a Candle Knight right in front, that's a signal or timing to activate the skill. Next, assemble the operators here. Place 1 single target medic. Followed by another one, facing downwards, just like that. And then afterwards, you'll want to put a multi-target medic over here, facing downwards. So you need to use monster skill in order to get rid of this Candle Knight. So we'll do just that. Alright. Blood Knight's gonna stun Perfumer, and that's okay. Now place one of your high health defenders over here, facing downwards. Okay. Then you're gonna see Cardigan get stunned. Next, place your second defender, used to hold this boss back, over here. Don't face downwards, face upwards. Light up the tile. Okay, once this Candle Knight enemy has walked in front of monster, I'm gonna use the skill, just like that. Next, put a defender, the high defense defender, over here. And then, now, this point, you see the 2 sleeping enemies walking. Remove Norcon. Place your Arts Guard over here, facing to the left. And then, give your medics their skill up. So turn on Perfumer's skill, and then if you're using Ansel like me, turn on Ansel's skill as well. Then activate Monster skill once more to kill out the enemies on the left there. Once you hit the enemy count of 25, you can remove Calcit and Monster. Now, feel free, activate your high defense defender skill in order to better sustain all those enemies that's hitting her. Now you can place Podenko over here, facing downwards. Once Moose is done, or your whichever art guard that you brought is done killing this particular enemy, remove your high defense defender and your arts guard. Next up, this is going to be pretty unique if you've never seen a strategy like this. Place Shaw over here, facing to the left. So we'll set her up, prepare her for later on. Okay. Next up, remove the medic that you've placed over here, replace with Calcit, and then place monster right over here. Now let's quicken killing the boss. Use Podenko's skill against the boss if you want to. And then place Quora, or your high defense defender, over here, this time facing to the right. So that you can light up the tower behind Shaw. Even though there's no tile there, but it helps to protect her. Okay, once you see, okay, it's time, I want to kill the boss, activate Calcit skill, let monster destroy the boss. Alright. This is where you need to pay really close attention, because here comes the blood bleeds. Now, remove the defender in the middle of monster and the other defender. Okay, slow down the stage if you want to. I'm gonna teach you guys the timing. Follow with me. Place gravel here, and then use Podenko's skill. Once you see the knives coming in, so you're gonna see Podenko slow all these knives, alright? Now feel free, at this point as well, use Quora's skill. Alright? And then, notice how all the knives are clumping together. Once you see the last knife walk into the tile, use Shaw's skill. And you push all the knives. For whatever reason, I can't explain it myself, the knives do not go back to the right. They go to the left. Use Kelsey's skill to destroy one of the stray knife that's over there on the top right. Now remove gravel. Next wave. This time, we're gonna put Norcon. So, you're gonna see there's a whole bunch of knives walking into Quora right now. First knife, second knife, third knife. Then, once you see 3 knives onto Quora, place Norcon, and then use Short skill. Push away all these knives. So once you see the last knife again, somewhere on the bottom right tile, that's a signal to say, time to push Short skill. We're not done yet. One more wave. Now, the boss is gonna wake up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place gravel over here, facing downwards. So you see the boss wake up, and he's gonna smack gravel. Just like that. It's fine. Gravel can die. Now, more knives coming in. What you need to do for this one, use Podenko's skill, slow down the knives first. Alright? So you slow down all these 5 knives that you see here. Once the boss is no longer invincible, use Monster skill, so you'll remove 1 knife, and Monster will be attacking onto the boss. Alright? A lot of things to pay attention to. Knives are coming in to Shaw's spot. Last knife is in the bottom right tile. Okay, that's a signal. Use Shaw's skill. Push them all. Alright? Simple as that. Now, it's gonna get tricky from here. At this point, let the knives just kill Quora. Kelsey's monster will kill the boss and the knife that's above. No, it might not kill the knife above. So just let the enemies all run. Place Moose here. I forgot to place Moose over here. To handle this particular, like, guy itself. And then place one of your medics over here. I'm trying to figure out how to place your medic, because the medic is currently exposed to the darkness. Okay, I'll place the medic here, like that, facing to the right. So that there's no darkness right behind. Shaw is eliminated, and that's okay. Moose is gonna try to do the killing onto this particular enemy right here. Now, we're gonna try to stall that little enemy right over there on the top. So, how we'll do that? We're gonna put a defender right here, facing to the left. Okay. I'm a little worried for this part because Moose has not killed. If you need to, use gravel to hold back this particular enemy. But if not, it should be pretty much good to go. Remove. Let Moose do her own thing to kill that particular enemy. Notice one of the knives caught onto Beagle. Let Beagle die from that knife. It's gonna be okay. So the knife's gonna walk in. Let's use Norcon to catch this enemy as well. Just like that. Facing to the right. And now we need to place Monster in. Okay, I'm gonna place Monster here, facing to the left. And I don't want to overwhelm the poor Norcon right now, who's getting smacked by so many enemies. So I'm gonna place a gravel over here to hold them all back. Oh, gravel's getting smacked by a bit because I faced her downwards. Oh my goodness. Anyways, Monster's getting a little bit overwhelmed there. Let's use Monster's skill to kill off the enemies right here. Let's slow this guy down with Podenko. I've got another body, so I can place a defender here if I want to. But I'm gonna put a defender here to hold this guy back. Then let's hold this guy back as well. And let's keep everyone alive. Now, the thing that I need you to pay attention to towards the end of this particular stage is that it looks really messy, whatever that's going on. The essence over here is that you are using the remaining bodies to keep everybody alive. You don't have to follow strictly as to the way that you place my medic. You could face it downwards, face it to the right, depending on the scenario. As long as you understand, okay, I'm going to use monster to kill the last 5 or 6 enemies. And then I'm going to use Moose to also help to kill some of them, because their weakness is arts damage. That is how you can go about to clear NL-EX-8. Once you kill the boss, the last part is really management of the remaining operators. Alright? Adapt to the strategy. Killing the boss is already like a huge puzzle piece for you to help to beat the stage. I hope this strategy will work for you guys. Alright? I know it's difficult. Don't mind that you take a few tries. Like I said, I took 10 hours so that you guys can spend only 1 hour on the stage. Okay, that's that for this video. If any questions, please ask me in the comments down below. Alright, that's it for NL. I've got NLS stages to do. Oh my goodness sake. I shall see you guys in those stages. Alright, take care everyone. Bye bye.